Good afternoon, everybody. It is a little afternoon on Wednesday, and I just wanted to come and talk to you guys for a minute. I'm about to do some meal prepping for my family and thought I would share what that looks like, what that means, and offer it as a service to you guys. So, with everything that's going on, you probably stocked up on fruits, vegetables, meat, just like I did. And I don't know about you, but if I bought a bunch of meat, my family's not going to go through it before it goes bad. So I have to freeze it. But why would you freeze just a chicken breast or just a pound of beef when you can turn it into a pre-made, ready to cook meal? That's what meal prepping is. Meal prepping is taking your raw foods, combining it in a recipe that is easily frozen, and then you can take that frozen meal out of the freezer to cook at a later date. Keeps your chicken, your beef, your pork, whatever you bought fresh, so because you're freezing it pretty quickly, and it's taking away the time for the prep at the end of the day. So as things get crazy and we're all trying to homeschool, a lot of us are probably not familiar with that means. Our kids are home. It's like summer, but not summer. So I know a lot of us have more responsibilities these days. And so meal prepping can take about an hour, hour and a half of your week, one day. So Sunday, kids activities, put everybody together in the kitchen, and you can make all your meals for the week, freeze it, and then just take it out as you need to. So what does that look like? So I have 3 meal prep stations ready. I'll show them to you. I have 2 over here. So this one is beef and broccoli. This one here is going to be a grilled Hawaiian pork chop. So if you did want this service, you did want to do meal prepping with a couple of friends and help all of y'all get your weeks in order on a Sunday or a Saturday, and a Monday night's good too. What it would look like is, I'll start with the pork chops. All of the meat, so I go to the grocery store for you, so that takes time off of your shoulders again. And then I portion it into Tupperware. So this actually has 4 pork chops ready to go. So you have all of these. So if you have 5 friends coming over or 3 friends coming over, with the current CDC recommendations, they say no more than 10. So I wouldn't put more than 4 or 5 friends getting together at this point. When we get over this, we can definitely have a bunch more people. But when you meal prep, you would have, let's say 3 friends are coming. So plus you makes 4. So you would actually have 4 containers of pork ready to go. So they would pull theirs. So it's not a community dish. Everybody has their own individual clean Tupperware with 4 pork chops in it. Hey, Rebecca, it's good for you to join us. We're talking about meal prepping. So when you buy your bulk meats, you're not just freezing your pork chops. You are actually creating a meal to put in the freezer for easiness later on. So those are your pork chops. Now, the grilled Hawaiian pork chops I'm going to make actually requires you to have cornstarch. So as a little bonus, you get a little smidget with cornstarch in it. And then it also requires your pineapples to be stored separately. So you actually get a bonus piece as well. So if this was a recipe you chose that you wanted me to help you make at your house, this is actually the Tupperware you would take home for this specific recipe. So you get 3 pieces. That's pretty cool. These are right next to each other because they share ingredients. So that's another benefit. You don't have to go out and buy a whole bottle of soy sauce or a whole bottle of sesame oil when you only need a tablespoon or 2. I provide that for you. So everything you need is right here, as well as the instructions. So all recipes come with an instruction sheet, and you get the actual recipe as well. So this is like your cheat sheet meal prep step by step, and we'll walk through this for one recipe in a minute. And they're all right there. So I have the recipe and instructions there. Now, another really great reason is the beef and broccoli actually calls for a beef roast. So that is a beef roast. Well, half a beef roast. This is the way you buy it from the store. It's the cheapest ways to buy it in a bulk. But what happens is before we get to your house, I chop it for you. So you don't see this. You actually get a container that looks like this. So your beef is already pre-chopped for you. So this is a part of the prep process that I do as a service to make your life just a little bit easier. If you want to prep it yourself, I can share the recipe with you, and you can utilize that. Because it's beef and broccoli, you have to have your broccoli. So for this recipe, you would actually take home these 2 pieces of Tupperware. So you have your beef, and then you have your broccoli, And of course, you have the instructions and the ingredients and everything ready together. So we're not going to walk through those two. I'm going to show you the one I have here. Let me scoot down just a little bit. So this is bacon wrapped barbecue chicken. So I have my instructions and I have my actual recipe. And all I'm going to do to meal prep is follow these steps. That's it. So it says the first thing I need to do is use the zest and press and get half a lemon, cut side down, and juice it. Now, that's another really great reason to meal prep as well, is if you don't have the zest and press, you don't need it, because I provide all the tools that you need. So that's a really great thing when you need a specific tool like the zest and press and you don't own it. You can then use it. Okay, so we're just going to juice this lemon. Putting it into my bowl, which is exactly what it says. All right, so that is done. Now the trash would go into a bowl nearby so that I take care of it. So you don't have to worry about that either. All right, so then it says 1 cup of barbecue sauce. It says to add 1 cup of barbecue sauce. All right, so I have my 1 cup. I have my barbecue sauce. Everything is right here. And I'm using Sweet Baby Ray's. You can use anything. It doesn't really matter. Looks like it's almost a whole bottle too. All right, so there's a cup of barbecue sauce. So now I have my lemon. I have my barbecue sauce. So it's a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. So, and a spatula. Just had one. Here it is. Brown sugar's right here. Again, I've got everything put right here just so you guys can see it. And so it's out of the way. So 1/4 cup of brown sugar. Again, everything's right in front of me. I'm not hunting the kitchen. I've already done that planning and prepping. This is done. And it says stir to combine. So I'm going to use the spatula. And when I'm done with this bowl, it's in my house right now, so it's going to go in my sink. But if we were at your house doing a meal prep with 3-4 of your friends, I would actually take this bowl dirty home. So I take care of the dishes for you. All right, so we've got the barbecue, lemon, and brown sugar. Then it says, let's scrape out some of that delicious barbecue sauce. All right, so it says to take 4 pieces of apple. Now, I only have small apples with me today, and so grab a towel. I will be coring it. So this is an apple corer. I love my apple corer, but it's not currently available. So again, it might be a tool that you don't yet have, but I can provide that so that you can do the recipe as necessary. Okay, so now we're going to take this apple. We're going to cut it into 4 pieces. Because it's a small one, I'm just going to use the whole thing, and it's going to go in our Power Chef. So if you're doing a meal prep with like 5 meals, you might need your Power Chef for 3 or 4 of them. And I own 3. Some people do, but not a lot. So if you need to use your Power Chef for multiple meals, you're going to have to wash it each time. Or I just bring you 3 or 4, whatever the recipe you choose calls for. All right, all chopped up. All right, our apple is chopped, and we are going to just add it. It says add to the barbecue mixture. So there we go. All right, we are looking good so far. Maybe I'll have this for lunch instead of freezing it. All right, we're going to mix that up just like it calls for. Now we're going to get to the chicken part. So it says wrap each of the chicken with 2 slices of bacon. All right, so I already have my cutting board here, and here's the chicken. So again, it's already pre-portioned. I've got 4 breasts in here. All right, so everything's already set aside and ready to go. And then I have my bacon right here. So if you were doing with a couple of friends, we would have a bunch of bacon, and then you would just need to pull out your pieces. So it says wrap 4 chicken breasts. I'm going to go ahead and pull these out. Gloves are available. I don't like gloves. I don't like the way they feel on my hands. Some people do. So it says wrap each of the chicken breasts in 2 pieces of bacon. So there's 1, and there's 2. All All right, so I'm going to put this right back into the container. I'm going to do this one. 1, 2. And I've never made this recipe before, so I'm kind of excited to eat some bacon wrapped barbecue chicken. There's 1, and there's 2. So you see, this is super fast when you pull everything out and you do it all at once. We're almost done. Last chicken, and 2. All right. And then, all right, so that's all wrapped and ready to go. Then it says, pour the barbecue mixture over the chicken. So this is kind of like a marinade, just like that. Scrape all that out. Perfect. All right. And that's it. Voila. So now this gets sealed. It goes in the freezer. I can bring labels or chalk markers, work really well too. So it's going to go in the freezer. All right, and that's how you meal prep. I just did one meal. Took me about 5 minutes, start to finish. This is going in the freezer to be used at a later date when my kids get back and we need a family meal. If you needed to, you could, of course, portion this into 2 separate. So you have 2 breasts in one and 2 in another. If you need help with that, I can help you. What's really great about meal prepping is I bring all the tools. So if you don't have the tool that's necessary, I can bring it. I bring all the groceries. So if you don't want to go to a grocery store, there's a lot of concern right now. I can take care of that for you. It limits your exposure and your friend's exposure. I just take care of it all. And then I take care of the dishes. So all of the dirty bowls, power chefs, things like that are actually going to go in a bag to come home with me. And then you just get to keep your nice, clean Tupperware with your meals. And you get to choose. So whether you want to do 2, 3, 4, 5, we can make it happen and make your week a whole lot easier given the stress of what's going on. So let me know if I can give you some recipes. We've got pork, chicken, beef, as well as pasta recipes. So right back here, later on today, I will be working on a spinach, rigatoni, and goat cheese pasta bake, and I'll be prepping that for later. And then stuffed ricotta cheese shells. So stuffed shells later, excuse me, for my family as well. So those are 2 make-ahead meals that I'll be working on as well. So I hope this was a great recipe. Again, it's called barbecue wrapped barbecue chicken. Bacon wrapped barbecue chicken. Bleh. 4 steps, start to finish, 5 minutes, easy. So I hope you enjoyed, and I look forward to eating this with my kids in a couple of days. Y'all have a great afternoon. I'll talk to you later. Bye.